Well, hello there. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Julie, and if you didn't know, I love coffee. Oh, how I love coffee. I do happen to have a Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description if you would like to support the channel and the Frugal family empire and my love of coffee. With that, you will get your name and a shout out in a video. Okay, so today we are trying out the International Delight Hostess Twinkie flavor of coffee creamer. I am something of a connoisseur of creamers, not so much of coffees. I'll just get whatever. I get mocked by some of my siblings that are coffee aficionados. For me, it's the creamer. Coffee, the smell of it, the fragrance as it is brewing is marvelous. It gives you life, it gives you energy. But then the creamer, that's what makes it magical. The coffee is brewed. I have poured in the fabulous new creamer. The dishwasher is running. Things are happening. Let's give this a try. I'm wondering which flavor notes they will have focused on that will have translated into the coffee. If you've never had a Twinkie, let me just tell you, they are cakey goodness with a rich cream in the middle, and Twinkies, from what I've heard, will last forever. They will survive the apocalypse. There's a really good zombie movie called Zombieland. And in that, they're always searching for Twinkies. And even ages into this zombification of the world, the Twinkies are still there and still good. So let me know if you've ever kept a Twinkie long term. I am thinking of doing a video, kind of an experiment. It would be a long-term experiment, of course, but in the meantime, we would have us some Twinkies to eat whilst one stayed somewhere. Anyway, let's see what flavor notes they utilized. Tiny but powerful. Piglet. One of my favorite mugs. One of my first mugs. I've had it a long time and I love it. It's such a fabulous size. All right, so they tried to incorporate both flavors, the cream and the cake. The first taste that I get with it is the cream, followed by the cake, which is interesting that the cream comes first. It is rich. It is very enjoyable. My one complaint, there is an aftertaste, a little bit of a chemical aftertaste, which I'm sure is part of, trying to make this flavor. There are, of course, going to be consequences, side effects of reaching, that desired flavor. They use chemicals, they use flavorings, and so to get to this flavor, there's something there. But it does make sense because the Twinkies that are one of the most highly processed foods on earth, okay? So chemicals kind of fit right in and make perfect sense. Yeah, the cream is definitely the stronger flavor. It's like on the back of my tongue, while the cake flavor is kind of, I'm getting it more on the front of my tongue. And in making the cake, how did they do? I mean, it's subtle. It's not quite, it's like the baby brother of the actual Twinkie cake flavor. Trying my best to translate flavor into words. It's not as sweet or rich or fluffy. I know, how can a flavor be fluffy? Some of my fellow coffee creamer connoisseurs know what I'm talking about. It's not as fluffy, not as sweet. That's the main thing. It's not as sweet as the actual Twinkie cake. But maybe they were sacrificing the sweetness in order to convey the kind of light fluffiness of the actual cakey bread on a Twinkie. That's my thought. And if so, that's understandable. I can go with that. I get that. But I am just the tiniest bit disappointed that it doesn't taste more rich, more sweet, and more fluffy like the fluffy sponge cake that is there on the Twinkie. The cream filling, however, is almost spot on. Almost. But it also is a little less sweet, a little less bitingly sweet than the actual cream filling in a Twinkie. My final thoughts. It's enjoyable. I do like it. And you get the different notes, the cream and the cakey. They kind of play back and forth, and you'll get a little bit of cream, a little bit of cake, a little bit of cream, a little bit of cake, which I think is fantastic because, you know, you are trying to represent the actual Twinkie in this creamer. And I think it does that. I think that it does that really well. The only complaint that I have, only real complaint, like the lack of the sweetness and the, you know, not quite fluffiness, it's creamer, okay? I get that, it's creamer. You can only do so much, right? But that aftertaste, that chemical aftertaste. See, there's the creamer, the cake, the creamer. And then just that little bit of chemical there at the end that just kind of sits there and stays there. My only complaint. This is pretty good. Is it one that I will be running out to buy and stock up on? This one, it's one of those kind of flavors where you're like, well, I don't have access to anything else. You know, it's this or plain vanilla or hazelnut, and hazelnut's good stuff, okay? But when you want something just a teeny bit different, you're maybe on vacation, you're at a hotel, if this flavor option is available, well then I would say go for it. Will I buy it again? I just don't think so. Those are my thoughts. I hope you are having a wonderful day and that you will have time today for your own fabulous cup of coffee. I will see you all very soon. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.